Hello students, welcome back. So today we are going to start with a very interesting chapter, which is the advent of CHIPKO movement. So what do we mean by advent here, student? It means the rising or the uprising of a great movement of India, which is the CHIPKO movement. So what is CHIPKO movement? Let us know about it. So on a warm and sunny morning in September 1737 at Khejri, a village near Jodhpur, Amrita Devi, a Vishnoi woman, was churning milk to extract butter. So what do we mean by churning here, students? Which means nikalna. So Amrita Devi was churning milk to extract butter. It was a part of her daily chores. So what do we mean by chore here, students? Means daily work. It was part of her daily work. The men were away working in the field. Suddenly Amrita Devi heard a strange sound as if someone was cutting a tree. So she heard a strange sound as if someone was cutting a tree. So what did she do? She was astonished. So what do we mean by astonished? She was shocked. Who dared to cut a tree in Vishnoi village? She said in a loud voice. The offender was Girdhari Bhandari, a senior officer of Jodhpur state. So, who was cutting this tree? Girdhari Das. Mounted on the horse, he was issuing orders to a group of woodcutters. A, do your job and cut these khejri trees down. So, he was issuing this order to all the woodcutters that cut all these trees down. So, what did Amrita Devi did? Soon, a large number of village elders gathered there. They pleaded. So, what do we mean by pleaded? They told this offender, Girdhari Das, that officer to stop felling as it is against the Bishnoi religion to cut or allow anyone to cut a green khejri tree. So, village elders came together and they all said to the officer that please don't cut the green khejri tree, it is against our religion. Girdhari Das was not ready to listen. He told the gathering that the wood was needed to burn lime. It is the order of the Maharaj, so don't try to opt the felling or else you will be severely punished. Who could challenge the might of the rulers? Vishnois watched helplessly. So the Vishnoi tribe, they all watched helplessly felling down of khejri tree, and Girdhari Lal and his men, they all started cutting the tree. Unable to control her anger any longer, Amrita Devi ran and clung to the tree that was being axed. So, what do we mean by clung? Here, students, she went and she hugged the tree from getting cut. Cut my body before felling the tree. So, she said, and she announced in her loud, authoritative voice that you have to cut me before you cut this tree. She exclaimed passionately. The woodcutters had not expected anything of this kind. Girdhari Lal simply ordered them to cut off her head. Amrita Devi was mercilessly axed along with the tree. So, Amrita Devi was actually killed with that tree. Their mother's bold sacrifice inspired her three young daughters, Ashi, Ratni and Bhagu. They clung to the tree each and were also hackled ruthlessly. So, what do we mean by hackled here, students? They were also killed in the same manner as Amrita Devi. One after another, 365 Bishnoi sacrificed their life just to save these green khejri trees. For every hacked tree, a Bishnoi laid down his life. That was how the movement got its name. It was CHIPKO Andolan. The disturbing news spread like a fire and reached the ruler of Jodhpur state. So now, this news spread like a wildfire and king actually got to know about this great movement Andolan. And he immediately stopped the massacre. So what do we mean by massacre? It means killing of people one after the other, which actually happened here. By now, the entire Vishnoi community was up in the arms. So everyone stood up to save their green khejri trees, and they are all up in arms. They met the Maharaj and told him that since they were not allowed to pursue their faith and religion, they would rather leave the state. So they all went to Maharaj and they are saying that since we were not listened in the first place, and 363 of our brothers got killed from our community to save all these khejri trees, so we rather leave this state because no one respected our faith and our religion here in this state. The Raja was quite to realize the seriousness of the issue. So now Maharaja realized that it is a serious issue. He apologized. What do we mean by apologize, students? Maharaj said sorry to Vishnoi community and for all the horrible mistakes committed by his officer, and issued a royal decree engraved on a copper plate prohibiting the cutting of the tree in any Bishnoi village in the Jodhpur state. Hunting of all wild animal was also prohibited. So what do we mean by prohibited? Cancelled, that banned, that no one can do it from now onwards. Bishnoi is a sect that was founded by Guru Jambeshwar, popularly known as Jambhoji, at an age of 34. He formulated 29 principles for the protection of herbivores and trees. So students, he formulated, what do we mean by formulated? He wrote down or he formed 29 principles for the protection of herbivores and trees with it. This is how the community got its name Bishnoi, as Bis is 20. So we know Bis is 20, right? And Noi is 9. For centuries, the Bishnois have remained the traditional protectors of khejri trees and black bugs. The khejri tree is a boon for dry deserts and remain green throughout the year. So why is khejri tree so important to Vishnoi community, students? Because it remains green throughout the year. Its roots go as deep as up to 25 meters in the search of water and increases the fertility of soil. The dry leaves of the trees are an excellent fodder for the cattle. Besides, it provides much needed fuel woods to villagers who also eats its green pod as vegetable. So it is also used as a vegetable. Not just it is a food for the cattle, it is also food for the human beings as well. That's why it is very important to save khejri tree. It yields gums and woods for the construction of houses and making of agricultural equipment. So all these kinds of benefits are there. That's why Vishnoi community was so adamant to save khejri tree. No wonder it was Jambhoji's favorite tree. So it was Jambhoji's favorite tree. Jambhoji knew that chinkara and black bug, though herbivorous, are not a threat to the crops. These antelopes avoid bajra, the Bishnoi's main crop. So Bishnoi's main crop, which was bajra, it was as its young shoots contain some toxic elements. Also, bajra attains a height of 3 feet, which obstructs the animal's visibility. So it was very important to save all the trees around so that they can also be saved. They prefer to keep away from it and stay in areas where an approaching predator can be spotted easily. So it was also helpful so that the predator can be spotted easily and they can run or actually save themselves. It is indeed amazing how Jambhoji, without any formal education or scientific training, understand the importance of preserving biodiversity. So Jambhoji was very intelligent. However, he never had a formal education, but still he knew that it is very important to save biodiversity around them, Not just animals but also trees, and not just herbivorous animals but also carnivorous animals as well. So this brings us to the end of the chapter, students. I hope you learned a very important lesson from this chapter. Thank you.